Genesect is infamously known as the Pokémon that always gets quickbanned a few days after it is allowed in the OU singles metagame and gets banned to the Ubers tier. Genesect has always been way too strong for the overused tier, but it's not considered great at all in the Ubers tier. Genesect is ranked a D tier Pokémon in every generation of Ubers, which basically means that it is considered an Ubers Pokémon, but not actually viable in the tier. Genesect has been suffering this fate for many generations now. However, there is one exception: Gen 5 Ubers. In Gen 5 Ubers, Genesect was at the peak of its competitive career and is a staple in the tier 2, being ranked a S tier Pokémon alongside other powerful threats like Kyogre. Not only is this the peak of Genesect's competitive career, but for bug types as a whole. Gen 5 Genesect is arguably the strongest bug type of all time. But what makes Genesect so amazing in Gen 5 Ubers? When Genesect got released in Gen 5, it became one of the most feared offensive threats in the Ubers metagame, which is very rare for a bug type. Not only is it a bug type that is great offensively, but its typing also gives it some valuable defense utility. Bug Steel is an incredible defensive typing that is only weak to fire, not to mention that its typing makes Genesect neutral to Stealth Rock. Genesect is the peak of bug types and is perfect combination of offense and defense. At first glance, Genesect's stats make it look very lackluster for an Ubers level threat. Its offensive stats and bulk are quite low compared to the many other Pokémon in the Ubers tier. However, the stats in combination with the many other great traits Genesect possesses were enough. Genesect has a good base speed tier at 99, which is faster than many of the base 90 speed Pokémon in Ubers. With a Choice Scarf, Genesect can act as a very reliable revenge killer to many dangerous threats like Groudon, Mewtwo, Rayquaza and Darkrai. Genesect also has the ability Download, which raises Genesect's attack or special attack by one stage on switch in based on the target's weaker defense stat. If the target has a lower physical defense, Genesect will boost its physical attack. If the target has a lower special defense, it will boost its special attack. This basically provides Genesect with a free choice band or choice specs by switching in. Genesect also has a good 120 base attack and special attack stat, which will be boosted to base 189 for free. Genesect has an excellent move pool to take advantage of both offensive stats. On physically oriented sets, Genesect can use Step U-turn, one of the strongest attacks in the game. This allows Genesect to deal great damage while maintaining momentum for the team. U-turn also greatly threatens many Pokémon in Ubers, like Darkrai, Mewtwo, the Lottie Twins and Deoxys attack. The Ubers metagame also lacks sturdy bug resist, and even if a resist like Ho-Oh does switch in, Genesect can just take the momentum back. Against the Lottie Twins, Genesect will also gain an attack boost from Download, thanks to their lower defense stat, allowing Genesect to take advantage of them. Genesect's Steel typing allows it to soft check these Pokémon defensively too, as it can take at least one hit from them. Genesect can also greatly take advantage of Kyogre and Palkia, as it deals off their 50% with U-turn and gains an attack raise from them. It also has Iron Head as a solid secondary step option on the physical side to break through otherwise Pokémon that could take U-turn, like Arceus Ghost, which is a staple in Gen 5 Ubers. Explosion is another physical move you'll commonly see on Genesect to deal massive damage to pretty much anything when it is at low health. Genesect almost exclusively runs Choice Scarf sets, as it could greatly abuse the attack boost from Download with its powerful U-turn. While physically oriented Scarf sets are great, Genesect can play around a lot with this set, as it can also use great special attacks and make use of that 120 base special attack stat. On the special side, Genesect has multiple great coverage options it can choose to take down whatever it wants. Ice Beam can be used to hit the many dragon types in the tier for super effective damage like Rayquaza and Zekrom, as well as ground types like Groudon and Landorus D. Flamethrower can be used to hit the steel types that could otherwise wall Genesect for super effective damage like Ferrothorn and Excadrill. Not to mention that this attack can take advantage of Groudon's Sun for a 50% damage boost. Thunder is another option that Genesect can use to deal massive damage to Ho-Oh, Lugia and Kyogre. This is especially potent under Kyogre's Rain, as it has an accuracy of 100%. Bug Buzz is a great step option that, unlike U-Turn, does not force Genesect to switch out. Bug Buzz is also an excellent tool for Genesect to clean up late game. Many Pokemon in the Ubers tier, like Arceus and Mewtwo, will specifically EV their Pokemon to give Genesect a special attack boost to decrease the power of U-Turn, which specially oriented sets can greatly take advantage of. Genesect also has plenty of opportunities to get a special attack boost by switching in to a Pokemon like Groudon. Aside from Scarf sets, Genesect can play around with other sets. Choice Band is another set that allows Genesect to deal massive damage with U-Turn if it is also boosted by download. Same goes for Ironhead, of course. It might seem like an odd choice with Genesect's shallow physical move pool, but raw damage output of U-Turn makes up for it. This set, provided it's boosted by download, can deal over 50% to Ferrothorn, bulky Excadrill and other bulky Pokemon, whereas Ironhead can deal with Arceus Ghost, Keratin Origin and both Ho-Oh and Lugia after Stealth Rock damage. This set is significantly slower though with the lack of Choice Scarf, leaving Genesect revenge killed more easily. Lastly, Genesect can use a specially oriented set with the Expert Belt. This allows Genesect to make full use of its great coverage, as it can switch up moves and deal 20% more damage on super effective hits for free. This item is also great for bluffing a Choice Scarf against a Pokemon that thinks Genesect was outspeeded. Genesect also pairs very nicely with Hazard stacking teammates, as it can rack up nice chip damage with the many switches it forces. That being said, while Genesect is incredible in the Gen 5 Ubers tier and has many great traits, it also has its fair share of problems. Genesect is not that durable. Its bulk is quite low compared to the other Ubers. This means that even resisted attacks like Draco Meteor and Mewtwo Side Strike would still deal massive damage. With Genesect constantly switching out so much with U-Turn, it is also more susceptible to chip damage from hazards. This is especially a problem since removing hazards in Gen 5 can only be done with Rapid Spin, and this can be difficult with spin blockers like Arceus, Ghost and Keratin Origin being common. Even though Genesect can greatly take advantage of the attack boost from download to U-Turn, it's a shame that the only other attack that can take advantage of this is Ironhead. And Explosion, I guess. That being said, Genesect is one of the most dangerous U-Turns in the game, and in combination with its other traits had made it a worthy Pokemon of a S tier ranking. Unfortunately for Genesect, its success did not carry over to Gen 6 Ubers or any other Ubers gen for that matter. The shift in the meta and the overall introduction of new threats like Primal Groudon and Mega Salamence did just not help it out at all. What do you think of Genesect in Gen 5 Ubers? Do you think it will finally remain OU if it were to return to Gen 9? And what should I talk about next? Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to see more content like this, you can let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Thank you for watching and see you next time.